Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for June 23rd. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the markets today. First up, we got our August live cattle on the board. We did see this cattle market give back a little bit of ground here today. Live cattle prices just kind of hanging steady here in this multi-day range. We did continue to see a little bit more strength in these back months, as we have seen this market is kind of balancing out here around 240 on that December contract and on this October contract here as well. We continue to see this market is hanging out up here above last week's big rally day there we saw on the 16th. We should see some support if we continue to see a little bit of selling pressure here throughout the remainder of this week. Look for this market to pick up some more buyers here between 243 to 45. Should see good support at those moving averages as well. This market still remains in uptrend territory here. We should see this market get back bought back up here before the week is up and try and make another run up here at 250 for this August live contract. Next up, feeder market giving back most of yesterday's gains. We did see this thing pushing back down there below 370 today. Not losing a whole lot of ground here, though. Pretty minor day in the grand scheme of things. This market continues to trade up here in some bullish territory. We'd like to see it come back down here and find some support in the 360s and see these averages hold from below. If this market needs to pull all the way back down there, we should see some support all the way down into there. But this market does have some good strength here recently, and we should see both live and feeder markets get back on track and keep pushing higher here as we head into the month of July. Next up, we got our July corn futures on the board. This corn market just balancing out here today on either side of 410. We did try and retest those contract lows with today's low coming in right around 407 on the day. This market is kind of hanging around here in the low $4 areas. We should see this thing continue to bleed on lower here, or just remain sticky here between about 406 and 425 here. Any sort of rallies will be sold into. This corn market shouldn't see much upside. Look for this thing to just keep on bleeding lower or stay pretty sticky down here near $4. Next up, crude oil prices losing a little bit of ground here today. Pretty quiet day, though, for this crude market. So far here in the evening session, we are starting to slip down below those prior week's lows and our bear pivot. We should see this thing continue to chew its way on down here down here through 70 to 66.5 bucks. This market does have a lot of leftover demand from the start of this move, but we should see this market just kind of slowly chew through it as the sellers are in control here, and we should see these crude prices continue to retreat. And next up, equity markets giving back some ground here today. The S&P and the Nasdaq losing some ground, while we did see the Dow kind of hanging steady. Just a repeat of yesterday's action here in the Dow, where we did retest those lows down there around 51.7. Good buyer push back there into the close. The Dow continues to hold up here after it spent the last couple months taking its sweet time during this big rally here on the Nasdaq. So far, this market has just kind of been digesting all this recent up move. We are starting to see a little bit more volatility. Nasdaq down a little over 3% at one point today, closing below that 20-day average. Not a whole lot to be concerned about. Just seeing this market just get a little bit overdone here and seeing some wide ranges. We just need to continue to gather up some more support. This market still remains in a nice uptrend here as long as we can remain above that 50-day moving average. The S&P also pulling back here today as it was stuck in the middle here. But we should see these equity markets try and find some support here over the next week or so and try and get this uptrend back on track. This market remains very strong, good, healthy environment here, and we should see higher equity prices into the summer. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.